Hey everyone, welcome back to Tuckaway Pines. Today we are in the main crop garden and I am going to be harvesting some of my potatoes. And this video also will include a little review on my potato grow bags. This is the first year we've even grown potatoes, let alone in a potato grow bag, so I wanted to kind of show you guys how well it went for us. I even planted potatoes in metal pots and even some plastic buckets, so we'll kind of do a little comparison, so stay tuned. Okay, so I'm getting ready to harvest some of my potatoes. I have a couple more pots and a couple more grow bags scattered about the yard. But we have 4 different varieties of potatoes. We have a russet, Yukon Gold, a Kennebec potato, and a Lesotho Red. So a little bit of everything. And like I said, I grew some potatoes in metal pots and some 5-gallon buckets. Both have holes for drainage as well. But because when I purchased these grow bags, it only came in a 6-pack, so with the different varieties of potatoes, I had more potatoes than bags. So, but anyway, that just lets me know I need to get more, especially if these turn out really good. So, but like I said, I've never grown potatoes before, so this is first year for us, kind of new. But yeah, hopefully it does well. Hopefully it is comparable to the pots and buckets, or if not better. So alrighty, let's begin. Now the cool thing with these bags is they are like a felt material, and so it leads for good drainage and good like air exchange and stuff like that. It also has these nice handles for transport. I mean, it is a little heavy when it's full, of course, but you know, for moving it around the yard or what have you, it makes it nice. And then it also has a little flap here that's stuck on by Velcro, and that'll help, you know, to access the potatoes instead of having to dump out your whole pot or bucket. So okay, so and I brought, these were typically around the yard, but I brought them in the garden because I am going to just dump out all the dirt when I'm done anyway, and I'd rather have it in the garden than out in the yard. So, but I do want to show you how it is to harvest them just with these flaps. So, kind of have to, it might help to kind of angle the bag back, but you can see it's a nice little window here, and then I'm just going to slowly kind of rub away the dirt just to expose any little potatoes. They're a little small, but they're there. Got another little guy here. There's another one. Oh, this one looks like it'll be a decent size. It's alright. It's a good size. Here, I got a bucket here. I can put them in because it seems like Brick wants to play with them. They're not toys. Okay. Sorry, he's very curious as well. Let everyone see too. And what's really cool with these bags as well, because of the little door, you know, if you wanted to, you could come out, harvest, you know, grab 2 or 3 potatoes for dinner or whatever, and then you can just close your door back up and keep everything in here still good and growing. So that's a nice plus. But I'm gonna hurry up and try and get these babies out. just the potato bag. I mean, they're not all like super big. It's probably the largest one, but they all look really good. Nothing rotten or anything like that. Nice and firm. There are a couple little baby ones, so maybe we can use those for like a roasted potato, or soup potato, but I think this is really exciting for the first year. I'm excited. So now I'm curious to see what these pots have in store. Okay, on to the metal pot. So, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but typically you want to harvest when your greens die back. The greens are starting to fizzle out, and this is one of the only two out of the two metal pots I have that are more on their way out than the other ones, so I figured I'd just harvest these right away. But anyway, this, I can't remember which variety this is. We'll find out when I pull them, but I think these are a Kennebec. The previous one were a russet Nacorda potato, so, but these, I think they're a Kennebec, but we'll find out. And with the metal pot, since there's not a convenient little door flap, I'm gonna have to just dump it all out. So I'm gonna start off with pulling all the greens out, all the little weeds that are in here, and we'll just kind of dig through it. It's almost like a treasure hunt. So if you have little hands on the homestead or in the household that like to be very helpful, this would be a good little project for them. You know, they can get in here and rip up all the little greens and stuff, get the pots ready to harvest, and you can go ahead and dump them out for them, and they can just sift through all the dirt and see how many potatoes they find or something, you know, a little treasure hunt. So, I am hoping that we do get something from these metal pots. I don't know how good they'd be just because they're metal. But we are gonna find out. Well, I see a couple little ones, little baby potato balls. I'm just gonna throw them in here together. Holy moly, one big disc. Oh, I hope that's not a bad sign. But I see some potatoes. Here's another one. There's a couple more. They're all really tiny in here. Probably more like a roasting potato size. This one's probably the biggest one yet. Oh, we got one rotten potato. Not so good. Oh, here looks like another one. It's kind of smushy, ucky looking. Couple little more potato balls. Rotten one. This one looks okay. Yeah, rotten. Doesn't seem to be that many either, especially for how small they are. And for how many rotten ones. And here's another rotten one, and that was a good sized one too. Ugh. But yeah, especially with how small they are, there's really not that many. And maybe I just need to put in a couple more drainage holes because of the moisture. It is very wet compared to the potato bag. So maybe, just maybe, it's because of drainage. And I do want to specify and say that I did maybe overstuff the potatoes when I planted them because I had so many. I didn't want to waste any of them, so I just kind of crammed them in each pot. So maybe they were a little too constricted to really fill out. But yeah, I really didn't get that much from the metal pot. So I don't know if I'm gonna try my best and get more potato bags so I don't have to resort to metal pots, because this, with the way the yield is, at least for this specific pot, it just, I don't think it was really worth it, you know? So definitely leaning more towards those bags. They seem to be doing pretty good. But I will move on to the plastic bucket and see if that fares any better. Alright, on to the plastic bucket. Now I know this variety is a Yukon Gold, so nice yellow potato, which I think that's basically what the Kennebec variety is too. It's like a different type of yellow potato. So, and maybe just because of the variety, it's also, take that into consideration because of how this grew, but primarily I'm leaning towards it was in a middle bucket with a little, not the best of drainage. So, but again, with the plastic bucket, you gotta dump it all out. There's no little flap for it. And this one actually has a huge crack on the bottom of it, so hopefully that is better drainage than a few holes in the metal bucket. But let's do this. Now the soil does feel pretty warm and moist too, same like the metal bucket. The soil in the grow bag felt like it had moisture, but it was more dry, I guess. Not like it was totally dried out, like I haven't watered it in a week, but definitely wasn't holding the moisture like these two methods. So there's the first one, little baby, little potato ball. Well, I see some. There's a good sized one. Pretty good. Oh, and another one actually. It's not too bad so far. Oh, here's one little baby potato ball, but it's starting to rot, so it's our first rotten one in this. Oh, another one. Root attached. Big clump of dirt. Uh-oh, I see some more rotten potatoes. But here's a couple good ones. Got 3 more good ones. 4, 5. I should have been counting the whole time. Whoops. 6. I'll have to go back and mark which ones I got of each. But honestly, hands down though, the potato bag I have gotten the most. They have grown the most as well. And I think they're just a better quality. No rotten potatoes in the potato bags whatsoever. And I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all the treasure that there is to find today. Oh, one more. Alrighty, so let me kind of clean my hands up a little bit. I'm going to show you our total yield, like what we got from today out of the 3 different buckets, and kind of discuss what we thought about them real quick. Alright, you guys, so here is our yield. It's pretty full. I mean, not too bad for 3 big containers full, but yeah, could have been a little bit better, could have been a little bit bigger, but again, that's probably due to my error of planting, or planting so many seed potatoes in too closely. That's probably my bad there. But again, for the quality and the size though, overall, despite my planting spacing there, despite that, I do have to say this potato bag, so much better results compared to a metal bucket. And like I said, there's some drainage holes in there. I think like 4 of them, so maybe have to do a couple more for it to, you know, drain properly and not retain so much moisture, because that's what caused a lot of the rotting. Because in this black potato bag, I didn't get any rotten potatoes whatsoever. They all felt really firm, just really good healthy potato. Like, you just know what that feels like, not kind of moist and wet like you get from the store. So yeah, definitely a good choice. And same with the plastic, that was probably second place compared to the potato bag. Granted, I have a huge crack in the bottom of this bucket. You can kind of see that big crack in the middle. So that might be a little bit better of drainage, but still held a lot of that moisture. So yeah, again, potato bag. So if you guys are growing your potatoes and have issues with, first of all, garden space, secondly, rotting potatoes, you know, anything like that, I do recommend this, because again, you can move these around the yard if you need to move them around or set them somewhere and kind of forget them for the season, you know, just keep up on the watering, of course, but they don't need any maintenance whatsoever besides the watering. You don't have to trim them or anything like that. And what's neat is after the season, if you want to empty all your dirt out, they fold up real nicely so you can store them. They don't stick out like a pot does. My shed's full of pots, so it's nice to have something that I can just kind of fold up and shove behind something else. So, and also, if you do plan on like storing your potatoes kind of long term, like if you don't have a root cellar or anything like that, the little door makes it easy to harvest a couple when needed, and then you can just keep them out, you know, almost through the winter. I don't want to say fully through the winter, depending on your climate, but you can definitely get away with extending their season by just leaving them out and harvesting when needed. So yeah, great drainage, great airflow with these things. They're very sturdy, very durable. No tears, don't feel like they're gonna wear out or wear through, you know, anything like that. I mean, you'd have to want to like cut a hole in it to actually cut a hole in it. And again, these handles are very strong too, so like when they are full of stuff and you want to go try and lug it around, you don't have to worry about the handles snapping off or anything like that. So I definitely like these. I'm definitely gonna get more because I plan on growing more potatoes in these. And that's another thing I wanted to throw in too, is that these don't have to just be used for potatoes. The door is nice for them, but you can grow anything in here. You know, if you have a little balcony or something, like I said, if you're really limited on garden space, throw a tomato plant in here, throw maybe some carrots in there, another root vegetable, some beets, you know, even a pepper plant. You know, anything can grow in a container like this, you know. Like I said, just good drainage. I do want to say though, if you do have like a balcony or something, maybe put a tray underneath it, because this fabric will, again, allow good drainage, so it will kind of trickle down below and onto whatever surface it's on. So just a heads up there. But otherwise, thumbs up here. Yeah, and if anyone is interested in maybe acquiring some of these based on this video, I will leave a link as to where I got these from. Good price. I believe it's a 6-pack. So, you know, and I don't know if there's other package options if you want to get maybe a 4-pack or a 10-pack. I'm not quite sure. And if I remember right, these are 10 gallons, I think, because they do have different sizes, 5, 10, 20, and so on. So, and I think these are the 10 gallons, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. But again, a really good size for us with what we want to produce and what we want to yield. So yeah, that was really interesting, and I really wanted to show you guys that because I was excited to get these, and I've been very patiently waiting for my potatoes to come through and to see how they turned out, and so far so good with the potato bag. Alrighty, you guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope everyone's having a great season. Hope everyone's harvesting very good and a lot. And don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys are currently harvesting right now in your growing seasons. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any other last minute gardening fun. Alright, bye guys.